You are born beneath the vaulted ceilings of a palace where even the walls bleed gold. Before your lungs can take in the desert air, a priest is already whispering spells over your head. You're not just a baby. You're the son of a living god, a divine heir, a political weapon, a symbol, a secret, a prisoner. Your father? He's the Pharaoh, the literal god on earth. You see him maybe once a season, when he parades past your chamber like a living statue, silent, golden, terrifying. Your mother? She doesn't feed you. That's beneath her station. You're handed off to a circle of wet nurses, selected not for kindness, but for their fertility and loyalty to the crown. You hear your mother's voice less than the chants of temple priests. Your crib isn't a crib. It's a ceremonial bed carved from ebony and ivory. Every object in your nursery has a sacred meaning. The scarab toys aren't for play. They're amulets. Protection, expectation. You learn early that nothing in your world is simple fun. Everything is politics. Everything is prophecy. By the time you can walk, you're walking into ritual after ritual. Your head is shaved, a sign of sacred purity. Your eyes are ringed with kohl, not for fashion, but for protection from the evil eye. You learn not to cry. Crying is weakness. You're supposed to be divine, and the gods forbid you act like a child. You don't remember the first time someone called you the living Horus. But by age 5, it's normal to have people bowing when you walk past. Not normal like regular, normal like expected. You don't bow back. You're not allowed to. Gods don't bow. Your days are scripted tighter than a temple hymn. Wake at dawn, cold bath, incense blessing, then hours of tutoring. You're too young to understand what dynastic survival means, but your tutors make it clear. Your life depends on being smarter than the people waiting for you to fail. You study everything: astronomy, sacred geometry, military history, the 42 commandments of Mayat. Your tutors speak in riddles. Nothing is said plainly. Everything is symbolic. You memorize myths about Osiris and Ra and start wondering if your own story will end in betrayal or resurrection. Your siblings? Oh, you have lots of them. Half-brothers and sisters scattered across the palace like pieces on a game board. Some smile to your face, but their eyes flick toward the throne behind you. You learn early, not all knives are made of bronze. Some are made of silence. There are no birthday parties, no games in the sand. Just temple rites and test after test. You're not allowed to leave the palace grounds, not even to see the Nile. You can smell the river sometimes. Faint, wet, free. But you might as well be on another planet. Sometimes you sneak away from your attendants. Just for a minute. Just to stare at the horizon and wonder what's beyond the palace walls. The guards always find you, and they always smile too wide when they bring you back. Like you're a precious object. Like a vase. Or a tomb. By 12, your mind is sharper than most grown men in court. You can quote ancient prayers and calculate pyramid angles in your head. But you've never run barefoot, never gotten dirty, never had a friend who didn't serve your family. You're called a prodigy, but inside you feel like a ghost wearing a crown. 12 years old and the gods are already breathing down your neck. You stand in the inner sanctum of the temple, barefoot on cold stone. The priests circle you, chanting, painting your body with oils and powdered gold. They call you Netcher Ankh, the living god. They say your heartbeat is tied to the fate of the sun itself. If you falter, Egypt falters. No pressure, right? You're not sure if it's pride or fear on their faces. Maybe both. You've seen how they bow but never turn their backs. Like you might smite them just for blinking wrong. You want to laugh. You want to scream. Instead you nod, like they taught you. Controlled, divine. You've been prepared for this moment your whole life, and yet you feel like a fraud. You're a boy forced to play a god. Behind your eyes, a storm is building. You've started asking questions the priests don't like. Why can't I choose my own future? Why does the falcon god get more say in my life than I do? They give you riddles for answers, or worse, silence. You've also noticed things they hoped you wouldn't. The palace servants whisper about uprisings in the south. Grain is short, taxes high, your people are starving, while you sleep on linen from Syria and eat honey dates from Canaan. At night, you lie awake staring at the painted stars on your ceiling, wondering how many real ones you'll ever see, wondering if being born into glory was a blessing or a trap. Your father's shadow grows longer each day. Soon he'll name you co-regent, his official heir. Everyone expects you to become like him, distant, untouchable, eternal. But something in you resists. Maybe the god prince isn't ready to be a god. Maybe the boy wants to break the cage.